Let me tell you about Ethan. So Ethan is autistic. He doesn't say much. He needs to get up and walk around, might make some noises, and then he'll come back and focus again. Expectations weren't that high for his abilities of things. I mean, he does work, but the one day we were coming back into the warehouse and we're in there with a junk company, so they're always bringing in different things. So there was a piano in the hallway, and I was walking in, and the sun was shining in my eyes, and I heard somebody playing this beautiful song on the piano. And as I got closer, I said, "Oh my gosh, it's Ethan." So I started videoing him playing this unbelievable song, and I sent the video to his mom. She had no idea he could do that. He goes to his grandmother's house and I guess plays the piano there, and he taught himself how to play the piano. So she was blown away. So you just never know what's in someone until you unlock it by giving them an opportunity of what their potential could truly be.
Welcome to Success Reimagined. I am Dr. Amna Shabbir, your host on this journey to thrive at the intersection of ambition and wellness. In every episode, I'll help you challenge outdated definitions of success, discover practical tools and strategies for growth without compromising your well-being. I am so glad you've joined me. Let's reimagine what's possible together. This month, in the spirit of giving, I will be bringing you impactful stories of how people have turned personal adversity into acts of generosity and service. Today's guests are Gabi Angelini and her mother, Mary Angelini, a powerful mother-daughter duo who are transforming employment, dignity, and purpose for adults with special abilities through their nonprofit, Gabi's Powered by Special Abilities. Gabi has Down syndrome, but has refused to let that limit her dreams. She's co-founded Gabi's Grounds, a coffee brand, and Gabi's Pals, packaging, assembly, labeling, and shipping, offering dignified jobs tied to meaningful work. Their mission is to empower adults with special needs to contribute, be visible, and thrive. Mary, as co-founder and advocate, has led the effort to create a model workplace and prove that ability is not defined by disability, that people deserve a chance to show what they can do. Together, they've built an organization that employs over 50 individuals with special abilities. Gabi also shared her story on the TEDx stage in her talk titled The Gift of Gabi's Grounds. All right, I am so excited to welcome you both to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. We're happy to be here.
Gabi, share your journey and why should we all be listening so closely to it?
Okay, so when Gabby got out of high school, nobody would hire her, right?
Yeah.
So we applied at many jobs, and one job she landed would only give her how many hours a week?
Just 3 hours.
3 hours a week. Was that enough?
Nah.
Nah, because you can't like get a townhouse or anything with 3 hours a week, right?
Yeah.
So we applied for many jobs. Did you dressed up and practiced the interview questions, and time again, they just kept saying.
They keep saying no.
And the last straw, I think, was the smoothie bar operator. When you applied to be the smoothie bar operator, you got dressed up, we practiced the questions, and they gave you a tour of the facility, and then they said no. And I went back and said, well, why did you say no? And they said, well, she'd be too slow, right? And
Yes.
then did they try you behind the smoothie bar?
They never did.
They never tried her. Do you know how to make a smoothie?
Too easy.
Too easy. So it was after that point I said, well, let's just start our own company, right? Because you wanted to have what?
A restaurant.
And I said, well, I can't do a restaurant. So I took you down to a coffee shop that employed people with special needs. And you said,
Let's do it.
let's do it. So we came back and we met with, what coffee company was that?
Larry's.
Larry's Coffee. And he made you a special blend. What is the kind is that?
Guatemala and Sumatra.
And that's in, what stores is that in now?
Those Foods, Here's Theater, Publix, River Street.
Yeah, Weaver Street Market, all across North Carolina, right? So Gabby's Grounds was born, right? So we did that until 2020. And then what happened in 2020?
Pandemic.
Pandemic hit. And what did we do?
Then Pals.
We did PALS, packaging, assembling, labeling, shipping, right? God called us into a warehouse where we saw people doing packaging, and we thought, well, let's try that. And we tried that and it exploded, right? So that's what we're doing now. We do packaging, assembling, labeling, shipping for other companies at their place or at our place.
That is so inspiring. And I bet that was not easy, any of that. You made it sound too easy.
Well, in the beginning, we just did a lot of pop-ups, right? And we sold, what did we sell at those pop-ups?
K-cups, bag coffee, books, and bookmarks.
Yeah, and iced coffee too, right? And hot coffee. Yeah, you have a book, right? What's that called?
Gabby the puppy.
Right, and what's that about?
It's like anti-bullying.
Right, because what happened to you in high school?
A lot of bullies,
A lot of
of
bullies.
course.
But your book is about overcoming that with what?
Kindness.
Kindness, yeah. So we did the pop-ups and we did that for a few years and then we pivoted
Hmm.
in the pandemic. So that was our new purpose.
Wow. Mary, my next question is for you as Gabby's mom. How has this been this entire journey as you have navigated her post school employment landscape, some of the barriers that came up, like your perspective, and what you wish really other moms who are in a similar scenario would know?
Well, it's been a learning experience. After realizing nobody would hire her and we started our own company, I started seeing so many people with special abilities not hired. 80% are
Hmm.
sitting home with nothing to do. I had no idea there was a whole world out there that were just like Gabby, that were just waiting. You go to high school, you have a lot of help and support. And then when you graduate high school, they just drop off a cliff. There's no help, no support, there's nothing. No one will hire them. It was really eye opening for me to see this population and how wonderful they are to work with. I mean, they're dedicated because, as you can imagine, people who want a job and finally get one, they are just thrilled to death. They're not on their phone all day. They're happy to be around other people, happy to be learning things, happy to be part of the community and contributing. So they're happy. So, I mean, Gabby, I couldn't stand by and see how the world was treating her, right? It was like she deserves a chance. She's like functioning and she's adorable, right? And there's many others like her. So once she started going around the country, she started speaking at Down syndrome conferences
I
and
should do that.
you still do that. That's true. And just seeing the audience's reception to that and then inspiring them to start their own journey, which was part of Gabby's talks, is like, how can you start your own business,
Hmm.
right? What's your superpower? And seeing from, 2017 to now to see how many people with special abilities have started their own companies is amazing.
It truly is inspiring and it challenges a lot of the stigma and normalized. I'm trying to come up with the right word because I'm feeling a bit emotional here. This is it's just it's so heartwarming to see this, you taking action, you just going out there and educating. This is what it is. That You're educating and you're breaking barriers in so many different ways. If I was to ask you to go to a moment which was truly transformational for both of you in conjunction or either of you, where you were just like, take us to that act moment, double click on it, where you were like, okay, no more, or this is how it's done, a challenging situation, a failure or a rejection.
I think it was all those interviews. I think that last interview at that place, because she interviewed at that place earlier as a childcare worker. And again, she was refused when she thought she was going to get the job, because she was confident and they showed her around the whole place.
Hmm.
And she's worked at the church nursery for so many years. You're good with little kids, right?
I love kids.
She loves kids. Kids love her. So to be rejected twice at the same company and they just assumed she couldn't do anything. That just enraged me.
She never takes no for an answer.
I don't take no for an answer. So, I mean, it was just like the mindset of the corporate world, if you will, against this population was just so enraging that I was like, no more. I will not let them do that to her because her confidence is very high. And after all those interviews, it was lower, lower, lower. And then she's like, why don't they want me? What's wrong with me? And we've instilled in her that she's perfect the way she is and she's wonderful. And for people to take that away from her after all the years we took building her up, it was like, no, you will not do that to my daughter. Right, boo boo?
I love that. Thank you for sharing that part with us. So, I want the world to know what are some of the assumptions that they might have, right? So, a lot of leaders are listening in and they hire people. I want you to share your model in terms of Gabby's Pals or Gabby's Grounds and invite people to really challenge some of the assumptions that you've had about ability and about work in what you've seen as now a leader of your own organization.
Well, when we started hiring people, we actually started with this one company, Murphy's Naturals, when we moved into the loading dock, and I saw their people working, temp workers, excuse me. They were putting mosquito sticks in boxes all day, but they were on their phone half the day. So I went over next door and I told Murphy's, I'm like, I've got people that can do this and they won't be on their phone. And he's like, okay, so we'll give you a chance. So It was only me and Gabby, so we hired a couple people. And unbeknownst to me, most people with autism are very detailed oriented. Every box they sent over to us that we labeled and put in the sticks, every box we sent back was perfect. Every label was on the box in the same exact spot. The boxes were lined up perfectly. It was wrapped perfectly. When they saw our work, they said, "You can do all our work." And then that started the whole company. So then I hired more people, and just realized that I didn't need special things for them to work. I just needed to give them what they needed. Some people want to wear headphones and listen to their music while they work. Fine. Some people want to sit by themselves and work. Fine. Sit over there. Some people might need, a higher table, or if they're in a wheelchair, a lower table. I mean, I've not done anything in the past 7 years that really was an accommodating need. And we have from people from very low functioning to very high functioning. There's really not anything that I had to go out and get or build or do. These people just want to work and are dedicated, and show them, okay, this is what we're doing. Assemble this piece here. Show them a few times and they've got it, and they're working hard, and they're challenging themselves to be faster and faster every time. So it's like, just give people a chance. If they're coming to you and they want to work with you, give them a chance. I mean, you have no idea what they can do. You have no idea what you can unlock in their mind. And let me give you a short story of Zion, right? Zion came to us and was helping us with the Murphys. And his mom said, he was doing trigonometry in elementary school. Okay. So we got called to do a project offsite at a big name company. And we sent him there. He was making boxes there, and we told them about his special abilities, of how he's brilliant. They put him over in the robotics, and his confidence went from 0 to 1,000 because he was working on robotics at this big company. He had so much confidence, he went back to school at night after work for cyber security. He graduated last December from cybersecurity and moved to Charlotte, North Carolina to get a job. So just giving them some potential, giving them confidence that they can do the work. You don't know what will explode in them and what you've unlocked that's hidden. There's many stories like that, right?
That is so inspiring to hear. Give people a chance. I really want to underscore what you said. Absolutely. So, with this inspiring journey, Gabby, you decided it was time that I talk on the TEDx stage. Tell us how that was.
It was good and fun.
And what was your favorite part about it?
I don't have favorite parts.
What about your PowerPoint?
I memorized the whole thing.
She memorized the whole thing, and you were your picture on that. We turned you into what?
Superhero.
A
I'm a
superhero, right?
Yeah.
So, are you a superhero?
I'm always am.
You are. Why are you a superhero?
'Cause I am.
What is your superpower?
I hug
Hugs. Your hugs. You're a loving person. Your kindness.
my angelness.
Your angelness, right? So you got up on the stage. Were you scared?
I never get scared.
Never get scared, right? When you were on Kelly Clarkson, you weren't scared,
No risk.
right? You went up front on that stage, and her PowerPoint didn't work. I
Of
was
course.
clicking the thing to change the slides. They weren't changing. It didn't phase you because you weren't even looking at them, right?
That's why I didn't look back.
You didn't look back. You had it memorized, right?
Told you.
And then your microphone kept going in and out. Did that bother you?
Hmm.
That, right?
Nothing bothers me.
Nothing bothers you. And did you get a standing ovation?
Of course.
Of course, because you're awesome.
I was in the audience, and for everyone listening, I can tell you tech glitches happen. And Gabby did have a tech glitch, but it didn't do anything to the power of the actual talk. Everyone was so deeply moved. I was so inspired, and I loved that power pose. It was such an incredible way to share your journey, share what you've been doing. And I'm so proud of the fact that you were not phased at all. I was super nervous. I will share.
I was more nervous than she was.
Oh, Mom, you're up there.
I know. I felt like I was up there.
So I wanna ask both of you, now that you've done this wonderful work, what does the power of giving mean to you?
Well, I mean, I guess I can put it in terms of giving people a chance, giving people work, giving people a chance to give back to society, to be a contributing member of society, not taking from society, but giving back. I think that's just empowering to people, that they are part of a community and they wanna give back too, and they wanna be able to have money and donate to causes they feel worthy of, and giving them a chance to have friendships that they might not have against the people like Gabby. They kind of live on their own or live with their parents, or they're kind of siloed. So to give them a chance to come together and have, friendsgiving at at Thanksgiving and have parties.
I want to invite you for a reflection that you share with all of us. How have you reimagined success for yourself as your mission has evolved?
I think by having more employees, maybe more Gabbies across the country one day.
And Vegas.
And Vegas, have one in Vegas. Gabby wants to go to Vegas.
Who wouldn't?
Seeing that flourish, seeing another vision of ours is Gabby's Village, right, where we can have a giant community where they can all live together and have cooking together, and have their own houses, but live together where they can cook and swim and play tennis or whatever, like a big village, right? You want Gabby's Village. So who knows what the future holds?
Who knows?
Tremendous potential and excitement is what I'm hearing. Yeah. So, what is something that our listeners can do to support Gabby's mission and help adults with special abilities to get opportunities?
Well, they can go to our website and learn more about us, see how they can help us. They might know people that want to use our services. They can surely donate. They can be open to hiring people and not be afraid. They can call me, open to talking to anybody that wants to talk about our experience. Come and see us. Come and see our team in action. Just support us any way you can.
Thank you so much, Mary and Gabby. This has been so inspiring.
Thank you for having us, Amna. We appreciate you.
Thanks so much for spending time with me today. Just a quick reminder, while I am a physician, I'm not your physician, and nothing in this podcast is medical advice or any kind of professional advice. Everything shared here is based on my personal experiences, and the views expressed are entirely my own. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would love for you to rate, review, subscribe, and share the show with anyone who might need a little inspiration to redefine their own version of success. I'll see you next time. Until then, keep reimagining success one small step at a time.